Oisin, who is an Irish guy, and he said, like, let's do comedy. If I do it, then you have to do it. So I was like, okay. And then he went and did it a few times. He was like, look, you really have to do it. But I was scared. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm scared. And then like Oisin's mate, Ryan, who I'm still friends with, he was running a night. A comedy night, so I went down and did it. It was a gong show, so you get like you got to last as long as. And I made it to 4 minutes. Which is pretty good for a first go. It was just such an adrenaline rush. I was like, oh, that's really addictive. And then my second gig, I totally smashed it. I did 7 minutes, which seemed like an eternity at the time, but I totally smashed it. And I mean, obviously the crowd was hot. It was a full room and stuff. And I just thought, I was like, oh, I'm a natural. I'm just like, I'm really good at comedy. I'm a total natural. This is what it's going to be like from now on. And then I just ate a turd consistently for years. But yeah, that second gig, really, I felt like, you know, I just cracked it. And I was like, then for a while, I was just chasing that buzz.
But if you didn't have that second gig, then you wouldn't have been chasing it. If that happened on the first night, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think it could happen. I think the first night you're always just so like you don't even know what you're doing.
True.
So like it's a real learning process, and people think it's easy, and there's so much, like even when you're on stage, there's so much going through your head about just reading the room and like, you know, thinking about what material's going to work next, and you know, all the rest of it.
I'm so interested in that though. Like, and it's funny, some of the other comedians I've had on, we haven't really touched on that. You know, I think Sean did for a little bit, like reading the room, what to do and stuff like that. But people don't know.
Yeah.
Judging by conversing with these guys, the more natural and easy it looks, the harder the work that's gone into that.
Yeah.
Where they're just in that flow, you know.
Yeah.
And to know what your flow is as well.
And like, because everybody starts off doing jokes, and it sounds so scripted, and it sounds like stand-up comedy. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, so anyway, so what's the deal with airline food? You know, all that sort of stuff. And then like the more you do it, the more you become just talking in your own voice. So when you go and see like Bill Burr or somebody like that, it just sounds like a guy, you know, standing next to you at the bar, just ranting, telling you, man. Like you say, there's so much work goes into that to sound natural, and also just dealing with the room. Because there's always going to be, especially the clubs I do, like there's always going to be, you know, some stag do's, some hen do's, some office parties where one person has been like, oh, well, we should go and see comedy. So then, like, you know, that's a table of people that don't have any interest in going to see comedy. Like, one person thought it would be a good idea. The rest are like, you know, one of them's doing coke in the toilet. The other one's trying to shag like another girl. There'll be a couple of guys who want to show off that they're, you know, there'll be drunk women who want to shout stuff out or don't realize.
And you get those hecklers, those drunk hecklers.
Yeah, dealing with hecklers is the toughest thing, because you can't slam. Like if a woman like is drunk and like carrying on, like a lot of the times you can't slam them. Like, you know, if a guy joins in and is trying to, like, you know, help by saying stuff or do punchlines or whatever, you can't just come in and like slam him like you see, you know, people slamming hecklers
like Michael Richards did.
It's fuck, Jesus. I love what Chappelle said about that. He was like, you know,
I didn't say it.
Like, Chappelle was like, you know, he was racist, but as a comedian I really felt for him. You know? I was just like, oh god.